14 of those graded proof 70 from ANACS. Only 14 of them.
Yeah, we've lowered our numbers to numbers that we have never done before. Just because we got coins. You know what I'm saying? We got coins, and I got so few coins. I mean, I literally have a dozen. So, you know, we're talking about, you know, quantity, limited quantities out there in the marketplace. What we're looking at is stuff that's just so phenomenally rare. I mean, I'm doing numbers I've never done. Normally in proof gold, we're gonna do 50, 60, 70, 80 sets, something like, or 80 coins, you know, 100 coins. And usually the $5 gold is 120 or 160, 43. 14. 14. 14. Oh 14 of the golds. Now here's the interesting thing. And people are going, looking at the price going, you know, what's up with the United States government almost doubled the price. And we said, well, it's supposed to be based on the price of gold. And you know what they told us? They said, yeah, it chokes me up a little bit. They said, instead of pricing it on the price of gold, we're pricing it this time, fantastically, on what we think the price of gold should be.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm going, what do you mean what you think? So what do you think gold should be? And it's like, well, way more than it is today. So they priced it at a price. So they're charging about double what they've ever charged for this before. Now what that's gonna create is rarity at a level we are probably looking at with the proof gold from here, given the problems that they have in terms of not only certification, but in terms of production and shipping and all. We are quite likely looking at what are going to turn out to be the rarest proof gold coins ever made by the United States government. Between the mint's hubris, if you will, okay, in terms of the pricing on this, the availability of the coin, the shutting down of the mint, the quantities that we're doing, every one of these is in essence the rarest of any one of these coins that we have ever certified or made available for sale.